Hi, my name's Horton and I'm a 3D documentations engineer for FARO UK, working with our FARO focus team, a range of laser scanners covering the X series of scanners and SCENE 5.3. With the recent release of SCENE 5.3, I've recorded 3 separate movies that will walk you through the new features and show you how to use them. I hope you enjoy them. The next feature I'd like to show you is the new Cad Layer To Import for FARO SCENE 5.3 along with SCENE WebShare 1.5. I've got a nice simple project here that I've already registered and applied the colours to, and if we look in the 3D view, it's a fairly basic building with just 4 simple scans. Firstly, what I'm going to do in order to align my CAD layout is turn myself into an orthographic view and fit the view and look at the building from the top. Now, because of the orientation that I've done with these particular scans, to make my life a little bit easier and to make my SCENE WebShare look a little bit nicer, I'm going to orientate this wall here to be north. To do that, it's very simple. We open the view in a planar format, rotate around to the wall that's going to be facing north, which is this particular one here. I'm going to place a plane and create a plane on there and call it north. Then in our tree on the left hand side, I simply go over to my north plane, right click, go to alignments and set it to be north. Now hopefully when I go back to my scans, you can see that the alignment of my building is facing north and is perpendicular to the screen. The only last thing I'm going to do is modify my visibility settings to turn the layer for my matched objects off and turn off my scan positions. So I'm now ready to do a Cad Layer To Import. If I go to the File menu and use the Import option and navigate to the root of the particular file I'm looking for, I'm actually looking for a JPEG, a BMP, a PNG or a TIFF image that I can bring in and do as an overlay for my 3D model. Click OK to that and I've got 2 images. One is the Google Maps location of this particular building, and the second one is a screen grab of the DWG file that I've saved as a JPEG. If I open that one, I need to bring it in as a layout plan that may be used as a map layer in WebShare Cloud. When I click Apply, I've got the ability to position it by X, Y and Z coordinates. I've also got the ability to size it. I'm just going to modify this slightly just to make the image a little bit bigger. Bring it in, right click and fit the view, and you can see that I've brought in my CAD layout plan. Now when I select it, I get a new toolbar up here which gives me the name of the image along with various manipulation handles. So we're just simply going to position it by first off dragging it up vertically, rotate around. I can zoom in and get this really accurate if I want, but for the purposes of this I'm just going to place it roughly on the screen. I can then look at it in a plan orientation, and you can see that now using the rotation manipulators, similar to a clipping plane, I can rotate it and position it to wherever I need it. Positioning wise is just a case of working your way around and positioning and orientating the building to be exactly where you need it. So again, I'm just going to do this roughly just to get the idea, but I could spend a little bit more time on it. Using the manipulation handles, I can see roughly where the building is, and I can start to get a representation. You'll notice that I haven't got this area of the plan. It's an area that I didn't scan, but very quickly you can start to see that I've built in the overview map along with the building. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a clipping plane to this just to make it look a little bit nicer on the screen. So to do that I need to create a project point cloud. First off, the system is going to ask me to save it, and then I'm going to go and create the project point cloud. Because I've got 4 scans, I'm going to eliminate any duplicate points and set that to go. Now, after a slight pause in the recording to allow the project point cloud to be created, I've now got my scans unloaded and my project point cloud active on the screen. which then allows me to go in and create a clipping plane. Using similar tools to how we created the other image, firstly I'm just going to modify these and on the screen check that I'm still in an orthographic view, which I wasn't, so I'm just going to modify that back. And then zooming out, I am firstly going to rotate my clipping box to be a similar orientation to my building, and then I'm going to stretch out the manipulation handles to cover the entirety of the building. And then after I've done that, I can start to take off the roof so I can see inside, and then what I'm going to do, just so I can see the floor plan below, is modify the bottom of the clipping plane just to take off the bottom floor surface. So now hopefully when I look through the building I can see the layout of what is going to be a new skate park. Once we've got the information ready and we're happy, we could add a series of layout plans into this, and what I've already done is I've updated or uploaded an example to WebShare Scene 1.5 where I've added in another view. So when we're happy, we can go to create our project point cloud upload, click OK, click Save. So we're going to do a WebShare Cloud export. First thing to note is we have to turn on the layout plans, and if we've got numerous ones in here, we simply use the Control key to select them all. If we've applied clipping boxes, we can turn those on as well. And also, quite important to remember to take out export of color images and grayscales so we can utilize the new features in Scene WebShare 1.5 as well. We go to our project settings. I want to make this project public, so if you're using your own WebShare Cloud, you can turn that option off and then give your clients unique username and passwords. Set in our description and any keywords we need to. If we'd have been doing this scan outside with the X series scanners, we'd have automatically picked up the longitude and latitude from the GPS, but using Google Maps and the Where's This feature, you can very quickly find those informations out, and then I can automatically upload once it's done. If you would like to view the WebShare Cloud example I'm just about to show you, then please visit this website and you'll see it halfway down the list on the main screen. So in true Blue Peter fashion, I've already uploaded the project to WebShare 1.5. If I go into the project tree, there's a few other examples on here, but here's my overview map of the recording. If I click on the open button, it brings in the layout, and firstly you can see that it's nicely orientated within the view thanks to me setting up a north position in the scan data itself. Whilst we're in the overview map, we have a new feature for 1.5 in here where we can turn on the overview map as we've just created, so we can see the locational information or the plan information. The other example I had was a Google Images snapshot, so I found the site on Google Images, gone to the satellite view and orientated the building to be on its actual site, so you can see it in context of the site. If you've not used WebShare before, to access any of the views, you simply click on the location icons and it will allow you to go in and navigate around the building. If you want to jump to any others, another new feature of Scene 1.5, or I should say WebShare 1.5, is as you click on, you get various call-out options to show the location in the overview map, to show the properties of the scan, or simply jump into that panorama view. Now this particular site is work in progress for a new skate park, and we were allowed access thanks to Skate Labs, whereby they're planning a new internal skate park with layouts and ramps and things, and they're allowing local artists to come and decorate their walls for them. In here, because we've uploaded colour and grayscale, when you start to look up at the top where we've got lighting, or I should say external lighting coming through clear roofing, some of the elements are starting to bleach out. So another new feature of 1.5 is to toggle on and off the color mode. So if we can toggle it to grayscale, we can clearly see the corrugated sheeting on the roof, or we can have a half and half where it blends both the color and the grayscale together to give you more definition. If I was working collaboratively on this project, I could also start to put annotations in and document tags, or to read document tags that the creator had put in for me. If I return back to the overview map, again for those of you who have not seen WebShare before, you have the ability to measure distance or measure area. So if I simply need to know a rough area of this particular portion, it will start to give me measurement information in the details on the right hand side. Or what I can do is go into any of the views and start to take heights and widths. So again, using the measure tools, I can simply find out the widths between these two columns here. That now covers all the features, or all the main features of Scene 5.3. Please watch out for any additional videos I'll be creating over the coming months to do with other features in standard Scene itself. I hope you've enjoyed the series, and please feel free to share these movies with anybody else.